All right, we're live. We're live on Locust Lyric Focus. We're going to hit you again with some focus on some lyrics. So, welcome to our Locust Lyric Focus, where we deep dive into. Man, every time I do these, hold on, I got big echoes. All right, fixed it. Where we deep dive into songs and lyrics of your favorite hip hop crew. That's Shadow of the Locust. Yes, we look at lyrics because words are important. That's what we're trying to get across. Words are important not only in songs and hip hop, but also in your own personal life. You got to focus on those words. So, on this episode, we are focusing on the song Just a Girl that is on the newest Shadow of the Locust album that just came out, A Mighty Army Cometh Volume 2. And it's featuring two of my favorite female MCs, the M and Elle. And if you want to hear that track, the info should be in the links, or just go look up Just a Girl uh, from the Shadow Locust artist name. You can find that on any of your favorite music apps. Um, so if you guys are ready, like I'm ready, I say let's do this.
Ready like Freddy. What's going on?
All right, we have. Let's bring Im in here. How we doing it? Let's see.
Hello.
There we go. All right, we have the M and we have Brielle. Like I
Hey,
said, we
hey.
have a stupendously fresh Locust Lyric Focus this time around. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Doing great. Awesome. It's great to be back with everyone.
All right.
To be
So we got the M up top over here. We got Brielle. That's right, y'all. This is a basically a it's a female event. So which kind of makes it a Locust Lady Night. So hold on real quick. Uh huh. Uh huh. You
Hey,
like that? You like that?
I think I like that a little too much.
You like that?
that lipstick
So
though.
this is a ladies' Locust Night. So that's why I dressed up a little bit. Try to see if I can get some phone numbers. On my way out. Um, just kidding.
You got a good chance.
The M, the
Uh,
M.
yes.
You are feared on the streets as La M.
Oh
You are the
yeah.
microphone mayhem master, Muffin.
Yeah.
Welcome to the episode. And
Thank
we
you.
have Brielle, the holy hecka hard rockin' Houston hip hopper.
Woo!
Thank
Like
you.
that? Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome
I
to
love
the
it. I love it.
episode.
I love it. Mr. Dirt.
So both of
Thank
these female fatales are amongst my favorite MCs pretty much ever that I know personally. M, you are an official Shadow of the Locust member and brother to the lyric lord Samuel Oxymoron.
Lyric
Every
Lord.
rap challenge that we throw at you, you Hulk smash it and elevate every track you're on. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. You got to stop. You got to suck at some point.
Yeah.
We demand it. Okay.
Don't do
I
that.
am glad you are here with us, though,
Keep
to
doing
talk
you.
about our Just a Girl song. And Bree, you,
Yeah.
we wish you were officially Shadow of the Locust, but we cannot afford your retainer fee. We're working on that.
It's a little too high
Our
now.
lawyers, our lawyers should be in contact with yours right now, so we're working on the
Okay.
finances. Okay, you
Yes.
have
Yes.
a big retainer fee, but it's worthy. But we're going to do it. So I met you. We talked about this a couple days ago, pretty much through Complex when you were working with Complex. And right off the bat, I was highly impressed at this like crazy large scale of musical like genius that you have. You sing like a siren, you rap like a beast, and you produce like a prodigy. I mean, where
Thank
does it
you.
stop? Is there
I'm
anything
very,
else you can
very
do that
humble.
we
Thank
should
you.
know about before we move on?
Well, I cook, I'm the next Paula Dean, got some stuff in the works. No, just fine. But you never
And
know.
we are gonna talk about that too, because I want you to promote the black swan fly. So anyway, ladies,
Yes.
I am honored, to be here with you guys. And but I got to be honest with both you guys, okay? I barely enjoy listening to women in hip hop. Okay, most female rappers are trash. I said it. They are either extremely sexualized or they're like overly masculinated, And when it comes to a female lyricist, I just want to hear what I expect from like a male lyricist, but with a twist, okay? Dope lyrics, exquisite wordplay and delivery, but from a female perspective in like a healthy way. And I just don't barely ever see that. But you two are what I like to see in female rappers. And so we have two extremely talented lyricists. You guys can both hold your own, with the creative wordplay and delivery. And at the same time, giving us an honest view of, a healthy female viewpoint. So for that, I applaud you right off the bat. And I appreciate both of your
Thank you.
guys' prowess. So I think we all appreciate that. And I got two dogs running around back there. I hope they are not making noise. I hope it also encourages like other female lyricists, to understand that they don't have to go a certain way to impress. You know what I mean? Um, if you give me a second, we're gonna get into like your guys' writing process and stuff. But first, let me share with all you guys listening and watching right now. The song we're talking about tonight is Just a Girl with the M and Brielle. It's from the Shadow Locust artist name. You can look that up on any of your favorite music apps. The lyrics of the Just a Girl song should be down in the description, and it's obviously on the new Locust album, A Mighty Army Cometh Volume 2. So if you guys are watching out in La La Land, let me check real quick. Yep, we got JJ Hempcrete already hanging out with us. So if you guys are
Hi.
watching, go ahead and throw some questions and stuff, and we'll try to get to that. So first off, people often ask me why. I'm gonna give you guys a little of the song history first, okay? So I always get asked why the girl in Just a Girl has three R's. It's not because I can't spell. It's because I have three daughters, okay?
Aw.
Woo!
Yes,
Girl
these are my
dad.
three children, circa probably about '07, okay? So I have three daughters. As they were growing up, as any father, to children desire, I wanted them to be ready for this rough and tough, crazy world, okay? So at one point in their upbringing, I started the Tough Girl Club, okay, where we would goof around and do like all kinds of challenges to, toughen us up. Um, some of it might have bordered on abuse, but that wasn't the intent, okay? So if you're a CPS
That's
worker,
fine.
mute the next couple minutes, okay? Um, like any father who loved, I love to have adventure with my BFF daughters. Massive water balloon fights in the vein of actual like military combat. Eating unique foods. I introduced them to like different cultures. We would go on excursions, eating crickets, eating balut. One time I made macaroni and cheese, but put cow brains in it, which
Oh,
was actually delicious. It was actually
Wow.
good. And we
Wow.
all pretty much liked it,
that's
except
like
my youngest.
fear factor stuff.
I was
Fear
about to say we were basically doing Fear Factor and Jackass, but with a G rating. So it was never dangerous, mostly. The BB gun to the butt is still talked about to this day. That one might have been a little, but it was just the so the pump.
Just a
It
little
was,
pellet. Yeah.
yeah, you could put it on your arm, but I always get slammed for that one. But I was like, I straight told my daughters, you don't want to get this shot to your butt. It might hurt. But no, my middle one's a tough. She's tough with the physical challenge, and she demanded that I shoot her in the butt. So I shot her in the butt. But I shot myself in the butt first, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that one might have been wild. But we're all still alive, and we're all tough girls now. So I think I did
Yeah.
my job.
Nice.
So my intentions were pure. As a father, I just wanted my girls to grow up, you know, tough enough and smart enough to handle this world, so that nothing would take them off their game. You know. Oh, the girl. So the R's is represents my three girls, and then it obviously also makes a growl. You know, tough girl. You know.
I see what you did there.
So this was all behind our Just a Girl song. You know, it was a homage to my three beautiful and strong daughters, as well as an encouragement, you know, to any women, you know, and as well as an encouragement to fathers to raise your daughters right. That's what being a tough girl, being in the tough girl club was all about. And so that's kind of where the whole Just a Girl vibe came along. So Bree, I remember that when you agreed to get on Mighty Army Cometh 2 track, I was right away like, ooh, you know, tough girl club vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And so I immediately wanted to spotlight, you know, the strength of actual proficient, you know, female creativity. So obviously, let's just have like an all girl Locust ladies song. And the only other Locust lady we have, because they're all men, I can't verify that. They identify as men. So I'm just going to take them at their words, but they're all men. So we
Kodak
had the
is
M.
my brother. Shout out to my brother Kodak. That's a
but
man
we
right
have but we have the M. So it was Brielle and M. So the loop of the song obviously comes from you know, no doubt's Just a Girl, which is a, you know, made to be sarcastic title, which kind of flips the bird at, you know, of liberation to any unhealthy imbalances of the sexes. So now we have two fiery female MCs, a strong vision, and a great, you know, source to sample from. So choppity chop chop. I put, you know, the spice of breakbeats on it and put the seasoning of some vocal, you know, samples on it. Sent the
Yes.
beat to Brielle, and
Iconic.
I mean, after that, after Brielle laced it, I mean, I don't know, I don't remember all the details. I think Brielle heard it first, Brielle laced it first, and then the M. But were you guys inspired by the music, or did it kind of take some time to be motivated by? I am the producer. I won't be offended. I promise. Did the beat? I mean, was it there for you guys right off the bat, or no?
There's no doubt, no pun intended, that the beat was dope. I personally, because of my personality, I was intimidated to do a song like that, focused. Like, not, I know it's not on me, but just as a female, you know, when we would perform, when I perform my brother, he'd have to like push me to the middle when I start rapping. So I'm not very comfortable. I'm used to playing off of other people, especially guys in the group. So it was a little intimidating to have like almost like that responsibility, almost like that weight to kind of represent what the song was trying to portray, you know, trying to come across as.
My fear up
Yeah.
front, real quick, for you guys was just that if I sampled from that track, would it be too cheesy or too, you know? I
Right,
wanted
right.
to really get behind you guys and let you guys have that voice. But Bree, what'd you think when you heard that beat alone?
Absolutely. I remember. I can't remember the timeline either, really, to be honest. But when I heard it, I remember saying, "Who made this beat?" And I actually did not know that you made that beat until recently. Um, yeah.
That's my
So
producer dad. Sorry.
kudos to you. That was a very awesome sample. I think that when I first heard it, I'm trying to remember like the first time I heard it. I really liked the vibe. The vibe was very like hip hop, but it also had, you know, a tinge of rock in there. And I
Yeah.
grew up listening to No Doubt as well. I love Gwen Stefani. Well, I mean, I don't love her, but I don't know her. But I love
We
her
definitely
music.
admire, yeah.
Yeah, I admired her music. So yeah, it was a 10. It was a 10.
Okay, so for all you guys, watching, when you listen to the "Are Just a Girl" song, you're gonna hear, and again, the lyrics and the links is all in the description. You're gonna hear the great female poet Maya Angelou speaking about courage, and I love the sample, that you hear there. She says, "Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any of the other virtues consistently." To me, that was fire. There's a female lyricist right there to set the whole song off. So, had you guys heard that quote before or no?
I hadn't.
I
No.
haven't
Okay.
myself
I
either.
haven't either. I found it, and I was like, yes,
It's
I like
gold.
this.
Yeah.
I was looking for vocal samples for the song, and all I could find was like all these weird gangster female vocal samples that end up at the end of the song anyway. But I was like, we got to have like a something more positive at the beginning. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
you definitely I just wanted to add in, like, it's very easy to become cheesy when you're trying to do something for females, I think, cuz
Right.
in hip hop, if you're not coming with the real as a female, you're going to be seen as like,
it,
you're going to be seen as not holding your own. So I feel
it's
like
almost
you
like any profession. It's like I watch females. It's almost like they always obviously have to push even more or
yeah,
do more, and it's like you're right, and I already said it, but I did not want to make something cheesy, as in like,
yeah,
oh, here, ladies, come over and just rap on this real quick. I really wanted you guys to have a power anthem, so
Yeah.
yeah,
I believe we did it. So
you
I
delivered for
guess we have
sure.
to let the people decide, but well, just let me get your guys' opinion. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any of the virtues consistently. Let's just focus on them lyrics, real briefly. But when I heard that, my mind was like, because it's one of them things to me where it was like, no, that's too simple to be true. But then you start thinking about it, and you're like, oh, she just said like the
Yeah.
deepest thing I've ever heard. What do you
Mhm.
guys think about the actual quote? I mean, did it kind of hit or no?
Go ahead, Bree. I see you taking a breath.
Yeah, I don't want to take over because I know myself.
Take
Um,
over, girl.
when I heard it, I listened to it a couple of times today while I was at work, and I think it resonates a little bit more now that I'm a bit more mature from even the time that I laid that verse. But I do believe it's true because in order to tell the truth or in order to do something that's counter counterculture, you do have to have courage.
Yeah,
It doesn't take courage to lie. It takes courage to tell the
yeah,
truth.
Mhm.
So yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
yeah. I go
to be
ahead.
humble, to be grateful, to be generous, it takes you to take that step to do it. You're just
Yeah,
Mhm.
not like that naturally, especially in this fallen world. You have to have the courage, and on our own, our courage from ourselves is even good enough. You have to rely on the strength that God gives you because we're just vessels. We're just, you know what I mean? We're still lacking. So courage will push us to do those virtuous things, those godly things. It just
Mhm.
takes that first step that we get from Him, not from ourselves.
Yes.
yeah. All right. Next, the song moves into it's like a repeating loop of J. Rue the Damager saying, "MCs want to bring it, but a." Is one of your strongest. So that
I love
obviously comes from. I know. I love a lot of people that know me personally know that I kind of grew up just kind of really admiring J. Rue, and he raps in a dictionary cadence. Some MCs want to bring it. He's always got those pauses
that.
at the syllables, and if
Mhm.
you notice, I like doing that too a lot. So
Mhm.
you know, he probably copied me and all, I'm
Right,
sure,
exactly. That's what happened.
but I don't mind because copying is like a sign of respect. But anyway, so that line is from his song Black Cowboys, and it was a reference to a small tiff he had with the Fugees. And
Mm.
my boy was saying what we were all thinking, that Lauryn Hill was the strong suit of the Fuji crew.
Yeah.
Just
Wow,
saying,
thing I didn't know that.
possibly you might be true. I love well, Praz
Pros.
was Praz is dope, and I love White Clef, but I love White Clef when he does his more like songs. But when
Mm.
it came to like hip hop, when it came to music singing, Lauryn Hill will smash White
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Clef. When it came to rapping, I think she would too.
Yes.
So
Lauren Hill is
anyway,
the queen.
so then that vocal loop finishes out with Guru from Gangstar saying, "Don't realize, think I won't bomb you guys," from his Peace of Mind track. So both of these vocal loops are meant to like be just that empowering crescendo up to
Yeah.
the M's verse.
Yes.
So Muffin, you have the first verse on the track. Your verse on this track is packed with powerful imagery. When I got your lyrics back, the like male chauvinist temptations in me wanted to like hide your verse in a chromium box with like tungsten locks and bury it in the Mariana Trench so that the power and authority of the female rapper wouldn't be recognized. No, I'm just kidding. I said it was the male chauvinist pig side, and I had to crush that because man, your lyrics were freaking hot, dude.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
you start off with Locust Call Me M. I got rhymes that stem from a stature small and femme. I'm a broken doll to them. The power. So then you're like, I don't rip mics on a whim. I pick fights and plan to win. I mean, the
Yeah.
power, dude. So how does a 4 foot, possibly 3.5 foot woman possess so much lyrical prowess? Where exactly is it kept? Since you don't have a lot of room, I mean, what are you like? You're like right.
I'm
What are you?
I'm 4'11. I'm 4'11. Calm down.
Where do you keep all of this lyrical prowess?
In
I
my
want to know.
hair.
I,
Which I don't know, Bree, if you've seen pictures, but
My
I've
hair.
I've
seen
seen
I've
seen
seen an
myself.
afro on this woman.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but seriously, what is your writing process like? What inspires you as a lyricist?
All the whackness.
Okay,
A lot of times when I listen to a track, whether I'm intimidated by it or not, I gotta look at the points of it. Just the girl. What am I? Not just what am I as a woman. What am I as a woman of God? Where do I stand in the society as a woman in this broken world? So I'm a writer first, as far as like I grew up with my brother just like writing poetry, writing short stories, just writing. So I usually write without any intention to rhyme first, and then go back and like restructure things and pull out like good points or ideas from things. And then usually I'll get inspiration from listening to certain uh songs
yeah.
that objectify women or that are going against the point of what I'm trying to write. So yeah, that's kind of how I approach this song.
Which you actually bring up a good point. There's always that battle of if faithful or godly or Christian artists should listen to secular, but I do. These records behind me, the bottom row is all gospel, all kinds of gospel, like country, gospel, soul, and all that. But everything, well, the second row is like classical music, but the top 3 rows is all secular music, and it I believe God made things first and then Satan stole. So if I go to a secular artist that doesn't believe the same faith I do, but I show some admiration, to me, that doesn't take away my faith. I'm just saying, I see the God in you.
Right.
And I hope someday you get back to what you were created to actually do. But for now, I'll admire and show some respect. But like you said, listening to so and so rap and say some lines against like God or Jesus inspires me, gets me fired up to do something better. You know,
Mhm.
taking No Doubt song, which I never really had a problem. But so let's pick somebody else. So uh, I've sampled Black Sabbath before and
Mhm.
made freaking dope break beats, right? And I've had people get mad at me because they're like, "You sampled from Black Sabbath? That was like it's like satanic already." And it's not satanic. The Bible says to redeem the times. I'm
Right.
redeeming back whatever was taken by Black Sabbath, and I'm putting like a godly lyrics on it, or even if it was just DJing. But you know what I mean? We get the inspiration from the, like you said, the whackness that we see, and we try to spit it back and point back to God. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Understand.
all right,
I just
next
want to
and
say,
next.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
mean to cut you off, Dirt,
No, you
but
go ahead.
I did want to say that I really was feeling M's rhyme scheme. Um, like when she, like at least in this song, I never told you personally, sis, but I really do like the way that you like enunciate the ending of your rhyme pattern, like, and that I think that whole what you just quoted, you kept the same sound
Mm.
all the way through, like for a while. So that's pretty impressive. Like I listen to things like that. Like
I hear you. Yeah.
how long can you carry the same sound of the
The like
yeah.
rhyme pattern and delivery and yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so at a certain point in your verse, you say, "I sit here calmly nursing, steadily writing these poignant verses," and then a bar later, "I did mention lactation, sport a boppy, and my lyrics uphold women." Okay, now
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite parts of your verse, and it's not because you're referring to boobies, which are cool, but hear me out.
I'm
I
hearing you.
feel
Go ahead.
like you are just so strongly like asserting your ability and desire to like make uh to to make expressions about being a female, like a normal, this is what I am, and not apologize for it, and not apologize about being a mother, a wife, a
Yeah.
sister, which is a lot of things that female rappers in secular or mainstream hip hop always seem to want to hide, or
Right.
shove to the side because it would mess up their sexualization, and so it's like you're pushing excellence in the poetic craft just in that line, as well as your desire to encourage, other women in their own pursuits. And so it reminded me of Romans, 1:16, where, it talks about not being ashamed of the gospel. To me, that one line that you had right there is like you expanding that idea. I'm the M. I'm not ashamed of the gospel. I'm not ashamed of the director of the gospel. The way in which that director created, me as a female, as a individualistically like important and powerful in my creation. And so
Yeah.
in a secular world, most of those MCs are unapologetically nasty, and there's like no shame in their hyper sexuality or their
Right.
demonic worship like that. What video was it, Brie? Was it Doja Cat? And she's in a bathtub and she's like all
Mm,
demonized, and this hand is coming
yeah.
up behind her. And I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Doja Cat or
You
it might
know,
be,
it sounds like it could have been because she definitely had something
but
outrageous.
just that super
Mhm.
demonic worship. And then here's the M saying, "I'm also unapologetically ashamed, but my lack of shame is centered around wholeness, righteousness, and true
Mhm.
feminism." So great
Right.
job. I love you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank
Bree,
you.
when you first heard, because you recorded on this track first and then later heard M's, when you first heard M's lyrics, where were you with those? How'd
No,
they
for
hit
sure.
you?
Yeah, like I've listened to M. I've heard her on a couple of other tracks. I can't name them right off top, but I have been a fan of her cadence, her rap style. When I heard the verse the first time, like I said, I liked the rhythm, the pattern of it. I felt like she did the beat justice. with her cadence. Her cadence was
You like
very
that cadence, huh? You like that
yeah,
that
like
that
like
M cadence. I like that.
the M cadence. Yes, that's perfect. And also kind of points that you I'm kind of looking at her lyrics too while I'm talking. But
Well, I was
however,
gonna ask too. Do you have like a favorite line? You know, of her
yeah,
verse. Like,
that's
what's your
exactly
favorite line?
that's exactly where I was going with that. Because I did want to. I think it was. Oh yes, so down when she's like, I can do it all, even the dishes, or including the dishes. So like,
It's like
it was
I can do it all. I will Hulk smash and I'll wash the dishes too.
yeah, like it was, but it was one of those moments where it was like kind of like cheeky, you know,
Yeah.
but it fit like because it was like kind of like a comic relief, but it was so real, you know, like it's like yeah, you're a wife, you're a mother, you do the dishes and you mopping these boys up with your
And you're
flow, you
still
know?
smashing that. Yeah.
Yeah, like so I I felt like it was kind of like a humble flex, if you will. And
And
I
and
like
the sarcasm was when I first heard the line. Same thing, Bree. Like it's like this sarcastic, like I can do it all. Like rap
yeah,
battle, slap, slap. And
yeah.
excuse me, let me wash the dishes real quick, and then I'll come back and mop you up. So I agree. So you guys,
Absolutely.
just pause real quick and remind you guys go listen to the Just a Girl song. If you haven't heard it yet, you're gonna hear all this awesomeness. So before moving on, I got to tell you, I had a great time recording with you. I got to come and hang out with your family. I don't know if you know this, Bree, but M doesn't have like the most of the rest of us a mic and the software to record. So I had to
I did.
travel about 5 hours and get to hang out for the weekend, and we recorded all her verses. I think except this one. I think you did this one
I just at your
earlier.
house. Yeah. I did this
Okay,
one at
yeah,
your
when I was up,
I
okay,
think
but all
I
the
think
other songs that she's
yeah.
on the AMAC album, Volume
Right.
Two, I got to hang out with the family, and I'm not exaggerating, Bree, but this woman sitting there rapping on the mic while holding a kid like she is right now, and
Yeah.
rapping on the mic,
I
like
heard you reference that before and I was like,
Most
yeah,
of the
I
time
was like,
that's amazing.
most of the time when
this
I
is and she's one of the most one hitter quitters that I know, dude. I I don't one hit and quit because I focus so much on some of the like you're saying the delivery, and sometimes I'll write verses where the delivery is like this and then it changes so hard that when I first write it, it's hard to do it right away. So I'll just stop and undercut in that
Mhm,
line, and I'll practice it
mhm.
later for a live show. M will sit there and pretty much 98% of the time just one hit quit, blah 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 blah, verse done. Next, I'm like, all
Like just
right,
like
we're
a
done.
straight
Yeah, we're done. You're right. You
it's
did it. Let's go.
I don't got a lot of time before a kid starts crying, so
so you have practice. That
yeah, I'm like, when he gets here, I gotta get it done. No, it's it's funny. Every time that I've recorded, it's either I have a newborn or I'm pregnant with the next one. But
oh
but you know what? Like when I look at if I may interject, the way I approached writing this, if I may say so myself, the first couple bars, if I could walk away with just that and not the rest of the song, I'd be happy
Yeah,
because I wrote it in a way where this is the world's um view of what I am. I'm broken. I'm hopeless. I'm fragile. I'm fall. Adam. That was I said Adam because of the fall of the garden.
mhm.
You know what I mean? But I'm more than that because of Jesus. And
yeah.
when I talk about lactation or I talk about this or that, I honestly I'm just literally writing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like
That's what
Yeah.
there's
you
like
supposed to do, yeah, for sure.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just when I started writing as a teenager, or when anybody's writing, you look at the culture and you're thinking, how do I approach this? Even
Mm-hmm.
my hip hop name, like when we when we came to it, it was like, what do I call myself? I can't come at it from this side. It's just not who I am. You know, so a muffin is what we landed on because that was literally my nickname. I wasn't gonna come. You know what? We did try Prism for a second, but it just didn't work out. But
Which is funny. Funny, like the Locust history is like we would joke that her name Muffin was too soft for the Shadow Locust, the powerful underground crew. So we would joke, but it turned into calling her the M in Shadow of the Locust. So it's kind of it's a half joke, but it's like I'm over here on the side, Muffin. Don't tell him your real name. No, the M.
Actually, you know what? I would even go so far to say that the muffin was even cool to me because, like, it's kind of like the juxtaposition. Like, you got this soft little muffin, but then it really ain't soft, you know?
Pop, pop, pop.
And just to like wrap up, like as far as my end of the song, like when I talk about who I am, I'm stating I'm a sick lyricist. I'm a mom at the same time. I'm filled with the spirit. I'm standing fearless. I'm quick at the draw. And yeah, I can do the dishes. But then my next line is, but pride comes before the fall. Like I can't do it all, but I shouldn't do it all on my own. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't. And literally I cannot. Like I can't do this. I can't do it all. I need God. I need the support that He puts in my life. I need my husband. I need the support of my husband, of my family, of my kids. You know what I mean? So like it at the same as my 3-year-old walks in, as I'm listing all these, things about myself, I have to bring it back and say, you know what? He's strong, and that's the only way I can get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That dude gained like 1.5 feet, man.
Oh, he's almost 3. When you came,
I came. He was like 1 or under 1, I think.
He was like his age. Come get Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Don't hit the phone. Say hello. Here you say hi. Say hi.
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 Hi, Adam.
I love it.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm gonna get rid of this intruder.
As we get rid of Adam, we love you though, Adam. We're hoping that you join ranks in about 10 years. Our Just a Girl song moves into the middle chorus, and so you guys are going to hear, suckers claiming that you are a thug or gangster, which is from the same Gangstar song, Peace of Mind. Then Gwen Stefani singing I'm Just a Girl, and then repeats the don't realize, think I won't bomb you guys. But this time the whole loop ends with this was just so you guys know, this was historically something I grew up on, was JJ Fad. And if either one of you haven't listened to JJ Fad, you better knock it off. Get off of this live right now and go listen to JJ Fad. JJ Fad was one of the historically like profound female groups. So it's JJ Fad in their song Supersonic saying rhymes like ours could never be stopped. So
JJ Fad or
JJ Fad. JJ Fad. I'll send you some links, girl. This was like the old school b-boy hip hop that we used to break dance to. I know you heard the song. We're JJ Fad and we're here to stop. Rhymes like ours could never be stopped.
I'm just really bad with names.
Look up JJ Fad Supersonic. That song is dope. Anyway, all this is to paint a picture that any of you, braggadocious males out there that think you are dealing with just a girl are getting smashed by real women right here, like we just talked about. The beat rolls into Grrrl.
Hello.
Bree.
Yes.
How come you ain't officially Shadow Locust? Officially. How come?
So thanks for putting me on the spot, Dirt. I appreciate
I
it.
want to,
Let me
I
try to come up
demand by
with a
the end
nice
of the year,
politically correct answer.
I demand by the end of the year that you officiate yourself and become Shadow the Locust because we love you. We can't stand not hearing from you. We haven't heard musically from you for a while. We were worried that you transited into the next level and just disappeared. But here you
It
are.
feels like
So
that's what's happened. That's what
we'll get
that.
we'll get to the Shadow Locust stuff, but just know that we're
I'm
doing
honored.
this on you. We're doing this on you. Some A
Yeah,
and
yeah.
R's
Well, I'm
like
doing the
this on
same to
you.
y'all. What you think? You
Oh,
think it's a
there.
one-way street? It's a two-way.
Okay, Bree, your verse in this "Just a Girl" song is a little more like a braggadocious battle rap, but in this like deceptively playful way. Okay, and the playful deception not only hides like the confronting lyrics, that you have, but it also like kind of hides this deep proverbial wisdom that a lot of your lines have. So to me, your verse was always like this like drunken monkey style. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just a girl, pop 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 pop. So
I don't know
right
about
out the
left.
gate, your second bar, you say, while y'all popping mollies, I'm conveying truth, and y'all are clueless. So it's like you're already throwing rocks at stupid people. You're already throwing rocks at dummy druggies, right? You're
Oh
like,
my goodness. No, no,
pop,
no.
pop, pop, pop. Then you have a couple bars where you contrast like, mainstream hip hop to that raw underground. And you leave us with no doubt where your cultural allegiance is, which is that, raw, gritty, street level hip hop. And you end those bars by saying, in it for community, not in it for funds or dividends. So
Yeah,
that's where I want to stop.
yeah.
To me, this line was so many levels deep. Like often in hip hop, I feel like these rappers that we glorify, like in the secular, mainstream, they glorify these. They promote these lifestyles of crime, drugs, violence,
Mhm.
sex, and like materialism. And so that sometimes it's like, have you ever noticed like Snoop Dogg doing all this crazy stuff with like girls gone wild and stuff? But it's like this dude's a millionaire and he doesn't even live that. He's married, he's got
Mhm.
kids, he coaches a
Mhm.
football team, but then he's over here, doing
Yeah.
girls gone wild. So it's like they don't even live what they're
What they're
promoting
promoting.
and making money off of us because they're doing all this shock stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, we brought up, Snoop Dogg, Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, Lil Nas X. These are people that are making money off of you guys and not even promoting something that they actually fully live. So I like,
Mhm.
Bree, how you emphasize family, friends, even the fans of our music over material gains. We do like money because it helps us, make more of our music. So hint, hint, everybody, go purchase these artists' music that you see right here. But we don't like the money over community and friends and family and especially God, you know. So
Mhm.
money is, I wrote here, money is never over God, our family, our friends, or our fans. So when you listen to Brielle, when you listen to the M, Jeremiah Dirt, or Shadow Locust, anybody, you're listening and supporting people that actually do care about our fans. I've always considered fans as friends. I don't like using the word fans. Even saying it right now feels weird. I like saying friends, but nobody knows who I'm talking about, so I have to say fans. That line, Bree, was probably my favorite in yours in the for real. If I had to take one line out of your Just a Girl verse and I couldn't have any other line, I would have to take that one because that one was just so dope and, like I said, proverbial. So,
Thank you.
great points being made in your lyrics. And the rest of your verse is peppered with these drunken monkey proverbs.
That
Some of
is
these
like
rappers
the
don't even
best
know what a
description.
pencil is. Huh?
No, I'm just saying that is the best description of the way that of her style in this song.
Drunken
Wasn't
monkey.
it? It's like she's so
Yes.
playful in her delivery, but then you start listening, you're like, this girl is kicking my
Now
ASS
I got a lot
right
to
now,
say. I
dude.
got a lot to say. Go ahead.
So,
It's
you
it's
know,
funny. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but it's funny you say that because that's exactly how I started my rap. Rapping when I was younger. I joined Mike War, as we all know, and just to keep it
I remember
very
that.
brief. But I started out as a battle rapper, and so my style has always been kind of in your face type deal. So that's why I was very excited to get on the track, because it was a way for me to kind of flex those battle, that battle energy that I
Yeah,
have within me. But also, like you said, growing up, I have realized that it's not all that glitters is not gold. And
yeah.
hip hop definitely has some very dark roots to it. So um, definitely want to highlight the most high, as
Yeah.
much as possible with music for sure.
So the rest of your verse, is kind of peppered with those, drunken monkey proverbs. Some you say some of these rappers don't even know what a pencil is. I mean, as a MC, that line is like, you just got molded, bro. Like you just got burnt, crusty right now off of that line. You don't even know what a pencil is. Go away. You say always break the leash, never buying what they selling me, which I love. It's like you're saying, I don't just accept it because you throw it at me. And then you end that one with I answer to the highest, forget social conformity, which I
Yeah,
love. I think we're
yeah.
supposed to be in the world, but like not of the world, and that's where that line is. So I
Absolutely.
totally screw face your raps, which where I came
Thank you.
from, screw face was that face you make when you're just like,
Mm.
like you just hear
Yeah,
these
that
lyrics and
ugly
you just
face.
your face,
That's
you're that ugly face you make because you're just like, oh my god, Brielle and the M just smashing it. So
Yes,
La
yes.
Ma, when
Definitely.
I know Bree recorded first, and then you got to hear hers before you recorded. But when you first heard hers, what'd you think? Where were
I was
you at
like,
with Brielle's verse?
why am I on this track?
You said what?
I said, why am I on this track? Just give her another 16
Oh,
minutes.
come on. Girl.
What's your? Do you have a favorite line? From
Oh,
Brielle's
I have
verse?
many. I have many favorite
I
lines.
know it's like, come on, man, I can't pick.
Yeah, now my toddler walks in again. If you're gonna be in here, you have to be quiet, okay? Okay, because Mama's talking. Okay.
All right,
Um.
Brielle, were you? Well, go ahead. Do you have a favorite line, like the kind of?
Oh yes,
If you
I
had to
do. I have.
pick one, I had to pick one. You have to pick
Oh,
one.
I'm
well, I'm gonna
curious.
pick. I'm gonna pick a few. So here we go.
Okay.
First of all, Brielle's approach. Well, see, I'm gonna be honest too. Like, this is the only material that I've heard of yours. I think a long time ago, I might have browsed your SoundCloud. Did you have a SoundCloud? Do you have
Yes,
a SoundCloud?
yes. Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
When
but
I was very active, I had all my songs on there.
just from this song, you have such a like, obviously a flow, but it's like this effortless, like swinging, like you're just, it's so effortless and it's so intelligent at the same time.
Thank
And
you.
then you throw in those melodic, like never been a fan of selling now, and it's just
Yeah.
Yes.
like this whole, you got me. It's like I'm like cruising, you know what I mean? I'm just like I'm in a Bel Air Chevy, just cruising along the beach. Like, that's
Hey,
how I just love it. And one of the
thank
lines
you.
is, "I'm somewhat mental, a hip hop fundamentalist." You say it so
Mm,
casual, like I'm just like
one of my favorites.
I'm in my head, but you know what? Like, this is what's in my head. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so poignant and so casual at the same time. And another one that I highlighted was what Dirt said was, some of these rappers don't even know what a pencil is. Like,
Yeah.
Get out the game. Get out the
yeah,
game.
come
You
on,
don't even know.
step up, please. Ghost Riders, sugar coated liars. Here's a Locust
Shout out to the
Stop.
Because
Locust.
I'm telling you, in her heart, she's Shadow Locust. I don't know why she's playing with us.
No.
She's playing with
Listen,
our emotions. She needs to stop and get
And
official.
then,
That's
and
I'm
then
yeah,
she
I'm gonna
sick of
get
comes,
it.
my lawyer to talk to your lawyer. Okay. Yeah.
she comes with her own sarcasm. Was that appropriate?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was one of my favorites. That was fun because I don't like being violent. I don't like promoting violence. I'm a lover, but I had to throw
So
that in there.
Bree, were you will you tell me your secrets of being a Lord lyricist? I promise I won't tell anyone else.
No,
I'll
we
keep it
won't.
to myself. I won't use it in my own expressions of hip hop. Just
Mhm,
how
mhm.
are you so freaking fresh on these tracks? What's your process? Nobody's
So
listening.
I really
Nobody's
appreciate
listening.
the compliments. And it means a lot coming from you guys because you guys know hip hop, you know. Um, and so it means so much more because you guys live hip hop. You are hip hop. And hip hop is
Thank you.
community. Yeah, absolutely. But just starting when I was, 11, 12, I started out writing poetry, kind of how M was saying. I started out writing just poems. And then it graduated into rap. Uh, Loved Lauryn Hill, so I kind of like the singing part of it, so I try to incorporate singing and rapping. But really just I really wanted, so I love East Coast hip hop. That's what I grew up listening to, East Coast. So, when I was listening to Christian hip hop, I was listening to Cross Movement, The Ambassador, Fanatic was one of my favorite Christian
Yeah.
Yeah.
rappers. So Fanatic is a huge influence when I was younger. But then I started listening to secular rap too as I got older. My parents didn't allow me to listen to regular hip hop when I was younger. Um, but yeah, so listening to like Wu-Tang, Method Man, and how they would use metaphors and
Mhm.
and just, oh my goodness, like make words rhyme that didn't even rhyme, like, but it rhymed because they made it rhyme, just it was amazing. So I kind of just got really, I really embraced that.
Mhm.
Um Vocabulary is
Well, the,
big for me. Go ahead, I'm
no, go
sorry.
ahead.
Like I
No,
said,
I
I'm
was
taking it
interrupting
away.
you, dude.
Like, reel me back in.
Well, I want to tell you that we got Eric Boston in the chats. We got uh who else? Samuel's in
Hey,
the chats.
what's
Him,
going
your
on?
your your brother there in the chats. But I do want to say, Miss Diana up here was saying, look at this. Tell her to give us some, how do you say, bars. I I'm afraid, Diana, that if these two start rapping at the same time, there will cause a thermonuclear explosion. The world will end. The core
And
of the earth will
I'm so
blow.
slow. I just noticed that you can press comments and see all the comments. I literally
Yeah,
just
if you
saw.
go to the comments, you can see. So, what up,
I'm so
Eric Boston?
sorry,
That's my homie. Samuel's in there. We got, like I said, JJ Hempcrete Bear came in. Miss 12369 is in there. So we got people listening live.
you all.
How did you, Bree, write for this track? Like, would you got this track? Like, where did it take you? Like, how did you? Because you were the first one on it to record. So like, you kind of took it. So how did
Yeah.
that kind of happen?
I remember specifically, this was actually one of the very last verses I wrote. Um, and after that, it's kind of a long story, but I specifically remember not feeling as confident as I used to when I used to rap and write because like long time ago I was signed to a label. It was a Christian label, and I had written like 20 songs, and I had took a break, and I haven't written anything ever since that album that I put out or that project I put out, which was called Word Up. And after that, like it's been a while since I actually wrote something. So when you asked me to get on the track, I was like, it was probably like a year, and I hadn't written anything. So I was kind of intimidated a little bit, to be honest, because it used to be like second nature for me. But after going through some things that I had gone through, like namely losing my mother, I had not wrote anything in a long time. So
Yeah.
anyways, but I said, I'm going to do this. I want to do this because I want to do this for them. I want to do this for hip hop, and I just want to do it. So, it was a struggle. but like I said, the beat was very inspiring. And when a beat inspires me, like
Makes
I
it
can get
easier,
through the
yeah.
writer's block. Like you might have writer's block, but if that beat is just like a nice beat, you're gonna push through it. So I just kind of remember standing in my closet with the mic and just
The best vocal booth ever, right?
yeah, but hot and sweaty and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it was good
do
process.
you have like a personal favorite line from your verse?
I don't think I have like a favorite line of my verse.
Because it's all dope, girl. Just say it. Just tell
No,
us. Just tell us the truth right here.
you're not gonna give me to flex too much, Dirt. Like I gotta remain humble over here,
Well, you
man.
know, so
Um,
I understand the humility, but I like asking that question, and I like being asked that question because you can understand an artist a lot more in depth if they can answer that or how they answer that. So if you have a lyricist say, "Yeah, I do like this line," it'll tell you something kind of a. So that's why I'm asking, not
okay,
so
yeah,
that
fair
you
enough.
blow smoke, but for you to kind of say, "Yeah, I like this line because it kind of, you know,
Yeah,
says this
um,
about me."
yeah.
Which
I
you don't
think
have to answer. I'm just asking if you
no,
had
no,
like a
no. I
line
mean,
that you like.
that was just a natural. Anyways, I can answer it, no problem. I think one of the favorite lines that of mine, it was probably the street credibility line. I say, never claim the streets, but I still got street credibility. Always break the leash, never buying what they selling me. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite ones because as a hip hop artist, a lot of people associate hip hop artists with the streets automatically. Like, oh, you were raised in that type of lifestyle. And I didn't grow up in the hood. I got a brother that was from the hood. I would go to the hood when I was with him, but that wasn't my lifestyle. So
Yeah,
I wanted to keep it authentic with my hip hop. I didn't want to sell an image that wasn't me. But however, because of the way that I rapped, because of the battle raps that I have done, I feel like I had gotten street credibility, and I feel like I can go to the streets and rap, and I'll get that respect. Even though
yeah.
I've never was on the corner like slanging nothing. But
Oh,
Uh,
you know what
and
I'm saying?
your your mom's over here. She wants to hear you guys have an album right now. She wants to hear the M
I,
and
I
Brianna
would,
album
Let's
right
do it.
now.
Let's do it,
She's
girl.
over here bugging. She said, "I want to hear." Look at this. She
you're
said,
my
"I want
Yeah.
mom.
to hear right now, please. Let's go." So
I just,
obviously, you guys inspire. Like people love hearing you
Thank
guys,
you.
and
Thank you
so
so much,
you
Diana. Thank
know
you.
I know she's digging on it. So I want to go back just real quick in because I forgot to ask you just real quick. Do you have like a favorite line of your verse? I forgot to ask you. I apologize.
oh, it's okay. I think I answered it without you even asking me. I think the first like 4 bars are my favorite because if you took away everything else, you would get a sense of what I'm coming from. Um,
Yeah.
the I got potent rhymes that stem from a stature small and stem. I'm a broken doll to them. To who? Society. To the way that society looks at women. We're broken. We're nothing, and unless something is added to us, unless we are a mother, unless we have a career, unless X, Y, and Z.
You're
But
showing your whole body.
Yeah.
exactly, um, so that's the first couple lines are my favorite, just because I just kind of set it up. Um, it just sets up the rest of my lyrics. So
Awesome.
yeah.
All right, Bree, going back to you. I have to ask, okay? I never asked you directly, but what did you think about the few lines of yours where I hard pitched and put effects on them, to make them kind of stand
Yeah.
out? I was always in my head like, man, she's gonna hate me for this or she's gonna
No,
love me.
I loved
So I'm
it.
hoping I got the love. But when you first heard it, were you like, this fool? What's he doing about my
No, when I first
lyrics?
heard it, I absolutely loved it. Like,
Okay,
and it was,
okay.
I think it was
Phew.
on the, what was it? What was it?
There's a couple
what
lines
phrase was
where I
it?
thought it
Like,
would just be cool to affect you
was
and
it
drop
Ghost
your pitch
Riders
and
that you pitched
yeah.
it down? Ghost
But
Riders, sugar coated
yeah,
or something like that. Yeah.
and I was like, she's
No,
either gonna
absolutely.
really like this or really hate it. But
No,
I was hoping for the best.
it gave it that character that it needed, because I feel like my verse is full of like jabs and, like you said, like
Yeah,
a drunk monkey, right? I'm
yeah.
gonna roll with this. I think the next album we put out should be called like
Drunken monkey style.
Monkey
Yeah.
Style. But
We already
it
know it's gonna be off of sake, right? We know
yes,
Brianna like the
the
sake.
milky one,
Hey.
the milky one, the milky
Saki.
like a hot sake. Uh,
I had a sake at a sushi, place. It was the ones where they put the warm, I think, and it drops,
yeah,
in it.
yeah,
And I
the
kid you not, I've been in places in my touring and being in different places and whatnot. I've had to or been introduced to some crazy food, and I've always made it a point to never like make a bad face or you know what I mean. But when I drank the sake, I spit it out. I drank it and I went, and it was just, and everybody was just looking like, really, dude, really. I
yeah.
was like, I'm
But
sorry.
you tried the hot one and the
I
cold one.
tried. I tried.
That's
Okay,
pretty ambitious for your first one.
yeah, I tried. So both of you guys are like really amazing songwriters all together. So I love you. I love you. Brianna, real quick, tell us quickly about like your production goals right now. You got the Black Swan Fly at least on Instagram, right? Is it anywhere else?
Yeah, no, that's the name, that's the brand.
So
Um,
briefly tell us about this. You dropped your rap career. You're no longer singing. You're going all producing. I
um,
disagree with the first three. I want more raps. I want more singing. I demand that we do a strike. Truckers,
Yes.
if you're in a truck and you're driving right now, drive to Canada and start a strike. Bring
Yes.
Brielle back to rapping and singing and producing. All three. Let's go.
I agree.
Anyway,
Drivers
tell us
Alliance.
about these producer goals.
Yeah, no. So I'm just so I can clear the air. I do see myself coming back into music, maybe singing and rapping, maybe not as much as when I was a teenager, but I mean, I'm getting older here. I actually got goals that M's got. I want to have a family. I would like to have a child one of these days.
It's
So,
got so many kids, you can have like half of them. And
I
she
mean,
don't even
yeah,
know it.
we could set up an adoption thing, maybe I could keep them for a couple of months and then bring them back. Something.
If you get
But
too crazy, just bring them back.
I am just to keep it short. I do go by Black Swan Fly. I'm going to school right now for music production. I guess you would say I'm taking a music business class right now, learning a lot of things about marketing and branding and licensing. But my goal, I would love to work with artists because I do produce some hip hop. I'm not the greatest at it. I'm still learning how to produce like boom bap because I love boom bap. Boom bap is a love language. But I want to perfect it. But I also want to do music for like commercials, TV, film, rate, stuff like that. Like I'm not necessarily trying to be like a hip hop producer. I just want to produce music because music,
Yeah.
all in all, is my passion. So I'm trying to get into like, once I get my brand built up a little bit and learn how to mix a little bit better, I would like to get into like film, scoring. That would be amazing.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
What I like there, I got into. I've always been into classical music, but I really started paying attention to it a few years ago. And
Yeah.
music soundtracks and stuff are like modern classical. So I
Yes.
love that stuff. I love buying soundtrack albums. I'm weird. I'm a nerd.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so if you guys can check out the Black Swan Fly on, I know you're on Instagram. Is it anywhere else, or are you
Yeah,
just pushing off
I'm on
Instagram?
YouTube, SoundCloud, but if to get
Okay,
the most up to date on what I'm doing, hit me up on my Instagram, y'all. I would
okay,
love to follow if you're a fellow creative whatever you do doesn't matter. Like, please link up.
And if you're in another like rap crew, don't be trying to take Bree from us. I'll knock you out. I will battle rap any day for the honor of having Bree associated with Locust. So don't even
We're
think.
gonna see if
If
they
you're
can
gonna
come
go
up
check out Black Swan Fly, do it with the understanding to keep the hands off. All right, let's go. All right, back
Absolutely.
to our Just a Girl song. We got your guys' verses, and now we're gonna kind of wind down the end. So after Brielle's verse, the middle chorus repeats again, but exchanges the JJ Fad line with "Catch me at a show on the go on the streets," which, if
Yeah.
you guys don't know, that's from Reverie. She's like a modern. Uh, I love her talent and ability, but unfortunately, I just watch her kind of go more and more into that really hard secularized, uh, as she gets more and more famous. But you know, oh well,
Reverie.
we took a lot. Yeah, her name is Reverie. Sometimes she goes by Reverie Love because it's kind of hard to find her under just Reverie. Awesome artist, but unfortunately, she's kind of getting more and more into that really secular mindset. But anyway, that's a line from her. And then the whole song spins down to some, vocal samples that I actually took from a couple of female like gangbanger documentaries about these
Dang.
female gangbangers in South Central LA. So
Loved it.
hey,
I, it
get
was
it
such
get
a
it
great.
where you can get it. And then it concludes with another selection from Maya Angelou, and thus our Just a Girl song ends, leaving us with no doubt. See what I did there? No doubt.
Yes.
Mm,
Concerning the ferocious, potent power of the creative, lyrical woman.
mm.
So, last but not least, is there any encouragement or guidance that either of you would like to give on lyric writing in general, on or just being a female lyricist or musician, especially from a Christian perspective? Before we take it away.
I would say stay true to your strength. Don't try to. I don't know if anybody saw in the chat. My mom commented, "The only hood Muffin knows is a hoodie."
I did
uh,
see that.
I was born in
Great.
England, but I was
I love
I was raised in a Pentecostal church.
I
Sealed
love your mom. Would you
from
come from a Bree? Her and Sammy come from that stock. Her mom has just beautiful, God glorifying music, and
my
she travels all over the place.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah.
yeah,
My mom
look
Is
that
that
name up, guys. Look
Diana.
that name up, and yeah,
say
if you
less?
want,
Say less.
if you're not a weddle like me and you can understand Spanish, not like me. I had a client today, and I was just struggling so bad. I had to pull out my little phone with the translator and speak into it. But your mom just makes this beautiful, beautiful music. I don't have to understand the words to understand the spirit. So check
I,
that music out. But I'm
I,
sorry to interrupt.
it's
Continue
okay.
on, please.
Bringing up my mom, I'll tell you one thing that I learned from her as far as being a creative. Um, she stuck to her strengths, and it was very inspiring to see my mom go from, playing drums at church, singing, in the choir at church, to really diving deep into writing her own songs. And,
Yeah.
I grew up in a home where there was practices, and I was in and out of the studio with my mom. I was there when she was praying over songs, where she was on the business side of music as well. So
Wow.
I would just encourage any woman out there who is in hip hop or just creative anyway. Um, don't stop writing. You can't call yourself a writer if you're not writing. You can't call yourself a singer if you're not singing. You can't call yourself a cook if you're not cooking. You know what I mean? So like, keep those juices flowing. Even with that mental block, if you write a word, if you need to break into the forest. Growing up, me and my brother used to get the Reader's Digest. That dates me very much. But me and my brother, we would like go to the vocabulary section, and we would just pick a word, and we would some random long word, and he would just like make it a point to use it, whether just talking or making fun of something or whatever. But I encourage you to be prayerful and just let God lead you. And if I may say something really quick, aside from music, not every woman is a rapper, obviously. Not every woman is going to be a mother or a wife. But one thing that we are is that we're God's daughters. We're children of God, no matter what. And when we stand before the cross, a man and a woman, our value is equal. He died for all of us. So keep that in mind, that don't look at these standards of the world. Yes, there are things to obtain for that, things to strive for. I struggled with pregnancy, loss, and infertility for years. Me and my husband, we didn't have kids. We didn't see the hope of that ever happening naturally with us. And God, at the end, when we accepted God's sovereignty, the Lord, we had our own production and we produced five children. So I'm thankful to God for that. But if that had never happened in my life, where do I seek my value from? I can't, even now as a mother, as much as I'm thankful to God for my children, I can't find my value in motherhood, because one day my kids will leave. I still have to find my value in Christ. So that's my short encouragement.
Wow,
That's good.
That's so cool.
A word of encouragement for that female artist out there, especially the one, if you think about it, being a female, you got that one angle, and then being if you're Christian on top of it. I mean, Christian artists, uh, the percentage of the music from Christian is like so little. Hip hop, Christian hip hop is like just this teeny tiny slither of the whole, secular and Christian music gambit. So, just that word of advice for that female that might also be a believer in our Christian faith. A word of advice, a word of encouragement.
Um,
Drunken monkey style.
yeah. This is a very sober topic though, because actually now I'm starting to see a lot more female artists come out, secular and also on the Christian side. But the thing that I've noticed is that some of the female rappers that are out like in the Christian hip hop scene, they seem to kind of seem similar to the female rappers out in the secular world. And I guess the same can go for the men as well. But I'm starting to see a lot more of the different characteristics. I can't say that I'm too happy about some of those things, but I'm not going to be negative. I would just say to please embrace authenticity and embrace it, like for real. Like, be very mindful of like what you're portraying. I think it would just be authenticity, to remain authentic, to remain who you are.
Right.
When I started off and I was a kid, I grew up hip hop culture. I am hip hop. I don't make no. I'm not apologetic about it. I don't get into these, hip hop black music, or it's like I don't do all that. I grew up hip hop. I can't change that. I was a b-boy from as far back as I could remember. Once the b-boying started hurting my body too much, I went to MCing because it was a little easier. But I remember in my teens, I was trying so hard, like you're saying, to so this would be my word of encouragement to anybody, but especially a female artist, would back up what you just said. I was in a crew and I was really in love with Jamaican culture because I had grown up where my mom was kicking me out on the streets. And besides my little hip hop crew, they were all my age. They can't help me out. So I'd go down to the beaches in San Diego, and we had the Jamaican born Rastafarians down there. So that was like almost like my family. So when I got in my first crew, I tried to do, and this was before Snow. You remember Informer? here I was, this little white skinny dude in this rap crew, but I was over there. What you there when I get to run hot? 16 shots, man, I full up, blah, blah. And I was like trying to do all this dance hall, you know. But even though I did it well, we had a dude in the crew that was Trinidadian, and he used to tell me, man, you do that better than my homies, you know. But even
Mm.
though I did it well, I had to constantly look in like Jamaican patois dictionaries, or it was like a front. And so I
Mm.
realized, Bree, that I didn't want to keep doing this. You know what I mean? I wanted to be
Mm.
authentic. I loved the Jamaican culture, but
Yeah.
I wasn't Jamaican. I didn't grow up in Jamaica, so I didn't want to
Mm.
do this thing where I had to constantly stay on top of it just to promote it. I just wanted to be myself. And
Right.
so, fortunately, for anybody that loves Jeremiah Dirt music, I came to that same conclusion. Just be authentic, be yourself. I tried to be secular for a while. I was mad at God in my life for a while. This is a lot later than that. And just real briefly, I try to go and battle rap the heck out of everybody, but from that, secular, you know, perspective, and it just didn't work. I fell flat because I love God. I love Jesus. I love you guys. I love community. I love family. I love the good things in life, and just being all mean and battling, because the Bible. I love battle rap culture like you, Brianna, because Brielle, because the Jeremiah, my namesake, comes from Jeremiah 1:10. When God calls him, he says, destroy, break down, crush to build up. But in
Mm.
the hip hop culture, we destroy and break down for nothing, just for our
Mm.
own vain glory. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to learn to be authentic to my calling, to myself, and so I agree that that would be the encouragement. So,
Mm.
both of your guys' lyrics on this Just a Girl track are definitely inspiring. I think you guys encourage females, obviously, but I also hope you guys are out there encouraged too, because the humility that you might feel when the M and Brianna pound you to a pulp on the mic, you don't have to like take that like in a bad way. You could understand that, like you said, that we're all created as God's children, you know. And when we stand before God, He's not going to see gender. There's no gender. A lot of times when God uses gender, like God the Father or the bride of Christ, the Bible is talking about relationships, not genders, and people get that misconstrued all the time. I
Yeah.
don't like hearing, oh, God is a female. No, God's neither one of those. When God expresses himself as father, he's expressing himself as a role, like we in
Right.
our culture have, like a father. I'm a
Yeah.
bride of Christ. I'm
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
male, but I'm a bride of Christ, because it's not about gender. It's about Jesus loving us as much as a
Mhm.
bride should, or a spouse should love a spouse. Uh,
Right.
Children of God, like you said, and there's no gender. So I just love that you guys, bringing that stuff, in your lyrics, all the while throwing in them little proverbial quirks and pounding people that need it, because there's dummies out there, and them dummies need to be pounded on a little bit so that they can come to the light. Okay, so I thank you guys both, for LLFing with me. I'm gonna start that one.
Wow.
Would
Wow.
you like to LLF with me? Oh yes,
That's
I would like to LLF with you.
Oh,
How should
yeah.
we LLF? Oh
step
well,
back.
let's
I
go
like that.
LLF and talk about these song lyrics. Oh, quite dastardly. Let's do it. Anyway,
Breathe. Put
um,
another song.
what?
Say it again.
I said, let's do
What
another song, Bree.
Oh, absolutely.
LLFing?
You think I'm gonna let you go without me getting another track in with you?
Let's do it.
I'm thinking like your mom saying, probably a whole project. We could think of something
That
we
would
could do.
be dope.
No
That
one
would
Yeah.
be
is going to
dope.
complain about the M and Brielle making an album by themselves. No one. No one will
Yeah.
complain about that.
And
And
we'll
if they
have
do,
Dirk
they could
produce
talk
it.
to me.
Yes,
I'll
absolutely.
produce the heck out of it. I got the beats already. Let's go. Brianna, I'm jealous of you, by the way, before we wrap up. I'm jealous because
Why
you're
that?
out there learning all that techie stuff
That's
that
so
that I
cool.
wish I knew. I know how to make beats and record, and you guys hear what I come out with, but I do that off of you know what I mean?
Vinyl,
Like self-taught.
vinyls, and
Keep doing what you're doing because you're going to be able to I guess do what I do, but with that technical. Because as soon as I hit a problem, Bree, it's all over. I have to sit there
I
for
know.
days sometimes
I
trying to
like
figure out this little button that
dirt.
needs to be pushed. You know,
Like
so just keep
honestly,
doing it.
like I just gotta say, like the whole crate digging era. I wish I had more of that in my life because it's so authentic. Like going through the records
You
and
just gotta
put,
do it, like him,
like
like
that's an
him
art.
said.
That's an art. So like, please, like, yes, I will learn this techie stuff, but it's also your part of it too is also the foundation of it. So all of it is important to understand
Well,
and
let me tell you,
yeah,
you can't dig in the crates unless you have some crates to dig in. So get to it, girl. It's
absolutely.
all it's all right there.
I got
All
I
right.
got one. That's it.
All right, let's wrap this up. We all got lives, guys. We all got lives. We gotta go make dinner. Some macaroni and
I got
cheese with
dinner
cow
waiting for me.
brains. Tough
She
Girl
got some
Club.
dishes to do.
Yeah, I do too, actually. So you could come over to my house and do that. All right,
Okay.
everybody. The song that we talked about, the song that we LLF'd tonight was Just a Girl. It's under the Shadow Locust artist name. And that's on the new album that just released a couple months ago, A Mighty Army Cometh, Volume 2. Um, look it up on your favorite, streaming app. It's everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, all of that. And keep in mind, guys, stream for you, but consider also buying the music because your money supports making more albums. Streaming, I love it. It makes the music more accessible, but it's really hurting artists in the sense of you can go stream, but that artist never sees any kind of
Mm.
compensation. We want to keep making money. We want to keep having dishes, because we paid our rent, but some of that comes off of your support. So if you do like the music, support it. If you don't like Shadow Locust music or our music, find some Christian artists that you do like and support their music. But just throw some money their way. You can always go to locustfist.com or jeremiahdirt.com. And also, like I said, check out a Black Swan Fly on at least Instagram and get some beats from Brielle. Um, as I
Yeah,
always say, if you like the vibe, subscribe. Um, if you care, share. If you don't like, take a hike. No, I'm just kidding. Don't take a hike. Stay for a
like
while. You'll find something you like. We love having you guys here. We love you all. Please leave comments. Bree, the M, myself. We'll come back later and check out comments on the YouTube channels and comment. We love talking and I
chopping it
guess
up.
this is where we say shalomi, homies. So I guess throw up
Been
your
real.
locust fists and we're
Thank
gonna
you
do this
guys.
outro and talk to y'all later. I love you guys. I can't wait to
That's
record in and Bree. I'm gonna get on this official Shadow Locust and we're gonna bring you back into the rap game because we're missing you way too much. What
Let's
does it
talk.
take? Okay, let's talk. All right, shalomi homies. I love you all. Peace.
bye.